For the Baton Rouge Soccer Club, goal number 1, Church. Number 5, Madeline Thompson. Number 7, Austin Wilkerson. Number 13, number 14, Leah Martin. Number 19, Sarah Nago. And number 23, Michelle Marquette. Head coach Stefan McKenzie. Now here's the starters. Darby Ford in goal. Number 3, Assisters. Number 11, Kerrigan Childs. 19, Ella Jeffcoat. Number 19, Christina Summit. Number 4, Reagan Chancellor. Number 5, Sabrina Ramos Camara. Number 13, Sunshine Little. Number 20, and number 8, Olivia Goodell. For your storm is Todd Siders. I just went through the whole thing. Please remove your hats as we honor America with a playing of our national anthem. We got them all.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tatum Park here in the Hub C. You're just moments away from kickoff of this WPSL and Baton Rouge. Josh West alongside Clayton Rush. Clayton, a couple of teams now here as both teams looking for a win. 0-2-1 with no wins, a loss, and a draw so far this year. When you look at this as a group, back at home, they're going to put it all together and they're going to find a way to get on the tear.
Josh, you think it's just a ticking time bomb ready to explode with goals and wins with talent on the roster. A bit of this year's, but still a really, really strong squad. They're just trying to kind of figure out a few of some titles, but you've got to get them.
Let's be better fun to tell as well as Christina South there out of here. 1 star at Jackson State, and then you've got Darby Ford in goal. As you mentioned, Karen Villau in the midfield. This is a very seasoned, very experienced. It feels like that if something can spark them early, then this could spark them to come.
Yeah, they've got to get that early spark from a player like Christina Salmon, and she did that. And then it was just some defensive miscues that Hattiesburg stumbled in the second half. I think if they can clean it up defensively, the goals are going to come from players like Salmon, like a ref, no doubt about it.
It is in goal for Coach Todd Siders and the Hattiesburg Football Club. For Coach Bruno, we'll have Kate Newchurch, the keeper, in goal today. Also that lineup for Baton Rouge, Creason St. Louis, along with Madeline Thompson, Elena Pitzer, Sydney Becker, Mia Martin, also Kyra Trainer and Michelle Marquette. And for HC Bilal, Kerrigan Childs in the center mid. Shaylin Quick is back. Let's go to midfield. Is the center back, and Abby Reagan is your right back today as well. See players like Sunshine Little, Jada Gore, Natalie Bello, as well as Olivia and Natalie Powell. As we're just moments away from kickoff, it will be Hattiesburg night in the black. It is game 1 of a doubleheader, as HFC men will play later this evening in the U.S. Smack. Happy with us here. Under 93 degrees is the bitter, and with a little bit of a heat index, it's probably in the mid to upper 90s at a minimum. Between what is a cool between somewhat as the day goes. And I will say this: humidity's not there yet, but it's coming. It's coming today.
It's just not as humid as it normally is. But you look across that pitch, Josh, and you see the heat coming off. This is going to be a brutal game. We're going to have a hydration break midway through the first half here. It's a scorcher.
Yeah, chance to get to know these teams to the far side for Hattiesburg early, just trying to work their way through the field.
And the skillful already jump off there, Josh.
Let's back across now. We're touching that by Kamada. And touch by Childs. We'll speak for Sunsinger. We have thrown it along the edge line. It will quick to get it. Wow.
She had a face there. We're trying to turn. Gives Baton Rouge opportunity to counter now.
Going to counter with Singles. Quick to go by HFC.
Love that ball from Siders.
Clayton's probably I asked you earlier, are you keeping a time on pitch here today?
Gosh, they're rubbish, aren't they?
It's the first one. Now we're getting into a little bit.
I think we can run it now. With that, with fish when we get a chance.
and to reset. Just a couple of minutes in here, this first half. And the way the sides down far side is the scoreboard. Kind of side
Yeah, switched it up from last year to this year. We got that scoreboard on, and I don't know who made that decision, but I have to think about that.
Head to the box. Good through. A touchdown by Childs. Throw down the same side. Does. To round one-on-one keeper, but coming out took a nice play. Was New Church. A little too cautious there, maybe for early.
A little heavy on the touch, John. I think that one is strong second. Straight ball Kerrigan Childs, though. And that's twice now that they've tried behind Kendall 12 on the ice at the ag run and successful with it so far. Kendall just unfortunate there. Another one come back though for Hattiesburg.
Yeah, one wide. Crossing the box. Whistle. Need to kick it now for Rouge. Chelsea regained possession here. Reverse half. The things across now. Childs playing wide to the foot. Quick now. Eyes up. Crosses it. In good position for who loses 60. It was everything at Darius last year. Clayton's team, all league, all American.
She's leading goal scorer.
Huge name accolade she did this year.
She's a phenomenal play to watch, and really, really sad for me personally, and for you as well, to see her move on. But she's going to be her header. Already played with the team multiple times, and she's got a chance for a long if she wants to.
What would be the next step, in your opinion, if you had some conversations with her about where that professional, everyday job could be for her at the next step?
Yeah, so it's interesting actually because I think I've confronted this with her. She's got an opportunity to play when we're in LA. So I think she may be in the process of funding a school if you haven't found one already, where she can get that opportunity to play on the division level and really, really showcase her talents one more time before she's able to look on a professional team. So we'll check on that and see. I don't know if she's found her school yet, but she does want to shoot. That's something that the NAI has been able to rule the NAI is able to play this year. A lot of 4-year NAI players have that 1 year NCAA eligible now.
Terrell blows through a couple defenders, strong crosser, but nobody home is looking Salmon's way that time. Salmon's a little bit late running onto.
Okay, for Baton Rouge.
And so HFC trying to settle in offensively early. Done a good job to keep the Chilton favorite early.
Yeah, Terrell's in danger. So are Josh. And that one, you had Christina Salmon looking in there. You had Reagan Chancellor looking at far post as well, and just wasn't able to get in the box in time for that one. That's 3 times now in a matter of the first 6-7 minutes in this match where Kendall Terrell's been a force on that left-hand side here up top. HFC's done a really good job possessing well. Insiders and Ramos Kamada from the side have a really good job settling the game down, helping their team regain possession, and they're just knocking the ball around right now. Really, really fun to watch.
Again, calling for it. Looking for quick and take away that time by Arsenault. Arsenault with touch by Jimenez. Lupita Jimenez. With the fourth of this spot. Baton Rouge, an opportunity, a shot. That sails high and wide. Good effort, though, on a counter attack there for Baton Rouge, and that was a little nervous. That ball was in the air heading for the upper 90.
Yeah, making the most of a big opportunity for Baton Rouge. The counterattack there, and the shot eventually by Wilkerson that just flies wide right, Josh. I mean, that was scary looking at the top of the box there for Darby Ford. She's very happy that one blew wide the post.
Out Salmon, Terrell and company wanting to quickly force the issue.
Yeah, ball from Blau just didn't have enough pace on it to get in behind. Terrell had a lot of space, though. Just not enough on it from Blau there.
Well, so in that picture that briefly I touched a moment ago. Ball back. Baton Rouge again. Trying to counter quickly.
Yeah, St. Louis and Wilkerson doing a really good job here getting forward.
Good pass out wide. Thompson the crosser, but only one to come get is Darby Ford in goal for HFC. So the Storm. This one away towards the center line. Terrell gets a header on it, but not what she was looking for in terms of being able to possess. And now again, very briefly, Baton Rouge was headed the other way. Falau restores a little sanity, I should say, to HFC. Terrell, not sure if equipment issue or what it was there. She was not ready. Did she a little banged up there a moment ago, Clayton?
I didn't see anything, Josh. I think that may have just been a little bit too direct from Addie's side, and Terrell kind of opted to save her energy on that one.
Clayton, you get a touch here on the touch line. That's
always itching to get back in the action, Josh.
You are. But it's not good for HFC offensively.
That would not be. Christina Salmon and Kendall Terrell are much more productive than I would be offensively.
Puts it out in front of the dribble. Puts on the afterburners. Has a shot. It is in, a goal for Christina Salmon. She turned and went quickly. Great spin move. And so it is HFC on the board. And you'll have to give us somewhat of an official time on what minute that was in there.
I believe that's going to clock in the 11th minute if my scoreboard's right.
11th minute goal.
Probably not right, but
yeah, Christina Salmon in the 11th minute.
And what a goal from Christina Salmon. The turn from Kendall Terrell, the ball in behind, and then Salmon just beats the BRSC backline with her pace. It's something that we've seen over and over from her time at William Carey, Josh, and she does it again there. Just blows past the entire back four of Baton Rouge there.
You just saw that elite speed, ball handling ability, and then just such a powerful leg.
Number 19, Christina Salmon.
So, Clayton, again, what we expect and why we were a little surprised to see that record sitting at 0-2-1 early. because you just know the firepower that's on this squad. I mean, the start that we've seen today is what we feel like that if they can start putting it all together here moving forward, this can be the type of soccer that HFC fans can be expecting throughout the remainder of this year.
Yeah, it's just been the defensive miscues, Josh. It's you know, you can try to outscore your opponent all you want, but if you can't stop your opponent from scoring either, it's going to make it tough no matter what. You've got the Shreveport away game, and I'll hold that thought as this play develops a little bit.
Valau runs on to it, just about had an opportunity to cross that. Now, were Salmon and Terrell really able to make a play for it? I'm not sure, and it looks like it's going to lead to a corner here, Clayton.
Yeah, it's going to be a corner kick there, and it's, you know, it's the Shreveport game where you score 3 goals and you have a lead at one point, but just give up too many goals. It's the Mississippi Blues game where you have a lead and, you know, twice in the game, and you just give up some goals that you probably shouldn't. That's been costing this team this year a little bit.
Corner coming here from Valau. She'll play it high. Terrell trying to go up and get it. Let's see.
Terrell's called for the shove there.
All right, so foul on Terrell will lead to a goal kick coming up for Baton Rouge. 1-0 advantage here early on for HFC as Carey gets the Salmon goal. Here's a takeaway now and a dribble forward. It is HFC trying to recover and doing so. Good play that time by Addison Siders and company. Jimenez for a moment thought she had a crease and a step, but that back line quickly closed there. Ahead, Salmon. Little crossover dribble. Had it poked away, and so Salmon left watching after that. HFC
just wasn't able to find Terrell there. She had a ton of space on that back post, Josh, but Baton Rouge had Salmon covered at all angles there and couldn't find Terrell for the sitter for the second goal.
Well, I was trying to slip it through to Terrell there.
Yeah, a little bit of a lack of chemistry still between Kendall Terrell and Christina Salmon. They've just started playing together the last couple of games because it took Kendall a couple weeks to get back and get eligible to play at the amateur level, and so only their second game together now. But you got to think as soon as they figure it out.
Good gracious. I mean, what a front line. The way they match up. Look at that matchup right at the center line there. Just
the size advantage.
The size advantage, yeah. that post-up ability to turn and go, and we saw it in that first goal there, Clay.
Baton Rouge looking to float this one into the box. They'll play short.
Yeah, it was Kyra Trainer on that touch, now going along the in line, and will lead to a goal kick coming up. So right at 15 minutes in to this match. Couple of substitutions coming in now for Baton Rouge.
United, number 6, Riley Metvin.
You've got Riley
Also
Metvin as well as Monacella Castellan.
Monacella Castellan.
Monacella Castellan is in now. Coming out is Arsenault. And we'll see HFC looking to now go on the attack, go the length of the pitch, and try to grow a 1-0 advantage. Other than a couple maybe missed opportunities, perhaps, for HFC, very solid start here early.
Absolutely. Baton Rouge has started to settle into the game a little bit, and they're starting to knock a few passes around and gain a little bit of the possession back. But I'd say for sure the first 15 minutes, Josh, I mean, heavily favor Hattiesburg in the possession column, and Hattiesburg has had a few opportunities that they just haven't quite been able to get that final pass or that final shot off on. Overall, Hattiesburg certainly in control of this match right now, as it would seem.
We just saw Valau get another touch for HFC. How much different of a player in terms of growth, maturity, just how comfortable she is, confident she is as a Karen Villau as opposed to where she was a year ago.
Yeah, I've seen her become a lot more of a complete player, and I even take that back to her freshman year at William Carey. She's entering in her senior season. She's really become that box-to-box midfielder now that she just really wasn't in her youth, and she was really more of a player that liked to get forward, but her defensive ability has become so much better over her career. It's been really fun to watch her develop her defensive talents.
Christina Wilkerson on a corner kick, first corner kick of the match here for Baton Rouge. Wilkerson from that far corner. HFC about to bring in almost a handful of new players, playing it short. And then it's knocked away. Good defensive play. And a nice takeaway by Siders. And here comes HFC trying to sneak out a counter that time with Villau up the far touchline, unable to do so. Knocked away. It'll lead to a throw-in coming now for the Storm. So
now checking in for the Storm, number 20.
Tons of subs coming in now.
Natalie Bello. Number 13, Sunshine Little.
So it's going to be
8,
Little, Gore,
Cassell,
Bello,
and number 14, Natalie Bello.
Cassell coming in.
It's going to be a bench clearing.
Number 20, Also checking in, Jada Core.
Bench clearing change for Hattiesburg as they've only got 4 substitutions to choose from today, Josh. So trying to give some of those first 11 a well-deserved breather because it is brutal out there. You can see Addie Siders out of breath as she's running off the field. And going to see Ella Jeffcoat take that center back.
Right to the boot that time, though, of Childs. HFC trying to dribble into some open space. Unable to do so, Baton Rouge gets it back. And then quickly taken right back by Little.
A little too direct there from Sunshine Little. Kendall Terrell and Christina Salmon both trying to check back into space and get that ball, and that ball over the top wasn't going to get very far.
Little just heading into her senior year at Oak Grove High School here in Hattiesburg. And so we've got a whistle. And offsides again on HFC. Now, Terrell was concerned about that early, and it really kind of halted a great opportunity at a one-on-one run on goal. And then since then now, last couple of times, a couple of offsides against the Storm of Hattiesburg Football Club. Being aggressive with that 1-0 advantage early. And off a mishandle on the catch. HFC gets it back on a nice takeaway in the midfield by Kamada, the center back. Now Terrell plays wide. Salmon now. Stays on her feet, so strong at it. Knocked away.
Corner kick.
And this will be a corner
score.
kick coming up for Salmon and HFC.
Yeah, really good tackle there from Baton Rouge's Lambert, and Salmon just one too many touches there in the box, trying to find that favorable right foot, but really probably just needed to put her left foot through it and make New Church make a save there, Josh. Salmon a little bit slow to get up now.
Well, I said this earlier, but felt like maybe Terrell was a little cautious, maybe Salmon a little overly cautious there.
They're trying to maybe preserve themselves in the heat a little bit, or
perhaps.
For Baton Rouge, back in number 23, Michelle Marquette, and number 4, checking in, Caroline Tilly.
Chancellor Siders.
Substitution for the Storm,
Quick
number 3,
back in.
Addison Siders. Number 4,
Jeff
Reagan
Coates Salmon
Hansel.
going to take a
And
seat for a
number
little bit.
18, Shaylin Quick.
You've got Terrell, though, roaming just wide of the back post. It's played low. Might have been Little that got a touch on it. Terrell looking for the wicked header. HFC still gets a shot on goal, but could not get a good, strong strike on it. And right into the hands of New Church, who will clear it away now on a goal kick. Clayton, how much have you been able to get kind of a crash course in the WPSL as opposed to the GCPL? Because it is a totally new thing this year for this Storm program.
Josh, I'm going to be completely honest with you and brutally honest with the WPSL who's listening to this right now. Between having a 16-month-old baby, a full-time job, and just trying to figure out how to get the stream up and going, my research that I've done on the league is seriously lacking. We'll just go ahead and be honest there.
That's okay. You've got time. You have time.
We do. And what I do love about this and the setup is that it's a national league now, right? It's not a regional league. So the GCPL was a great place for players to showcase their talents.
Baton Rouge still in the box, trying to get off a really good shot. HFC recovering and able to dribble out of pressure was Reagan Chancellor. She just kind of weaved through traffic and took it away from everybody.
Yeah, great job there from Chancellor to get that ball out of the box. And Baton Rouge, though, gets back on the ball and starting to put some quality possessions together, but that one taken away by Shaylin Quick.
When you put together some quality shots, running onto it here now is Cassell. Cassell has it knocked away, and it will be a throw-in coming. Almost a corner for HFC, but it'll be a throw-in coming for the Storm.
Yeah, Kyra Trainer did a really good job there not diving in on Cassell and staying goal side of her, trying to force Cassell to that left side. That was really, really quality from Trainer there. And
so we're going to have a timeout for a water break here midway through this First half of play, HFC 1, Baton Rouge nothing. As we'll keep it right here to talk through this couple of minutes to get a sip of water. Josh West, Clayton Rush, match 1 of 2 here in our coverage throughout this summer of 2025. And this is something we've been talking about for weeks and months, and then all of a sudden it's here. It was such a quick trek through the collegiate season, through this spring, and then a time we always look forward to is to bring all of this talent together here in Hattiesburg, in the hub city, and be able to showcase it here in this great facility that I don't think in 5 to 10 years we'll even recognize if they have put it together, the plans for a stadium and everything they want to do here.
Yeah, and the future in Hattiesburg is so bright with the game of soccer, Josh. You've got 2 phenomenal schools in William Carey and Southern Miss that bring a lot of talent into these HFC Summer League teams. You've got players like Ella Jeffcoat, like Karen Villau, like Christina Salmon from William Carey, players like Anatu Sadat, who's been unfortunately injured, Shaylin Quick, Addison Siders, the USM commit that's starting in the fall. You got those Division I level players mixing it up with NAI players, with seniors and juniors in high school, and that's what I love about this league is the opportunity to see so many different levels of talent on display. You've got college scouts, you've got professional scouts that are watching this league, and this WPSL, this national league now that we've got versus the GCPL, these players have the opportunity to really showcase their talents on a much higher level now.
Again, as we have played, basically a quarter through this match, we've seen more consistency in terms of just possessing. There's not really been a threat yet against Darby Ford in goal, and it could very well be a 2-3-0 advantage had HFC taken advantage of a couple of more runs.
Yeah, a couple of miscues, a couple of balls that just didn't quite connect to the feet of Kendall Terrell and Christina Salmon. We're looking at a 2 or 3-0 affair right now, Josh. Gotta say, been really impressed by 2 players in particular for Baton Rouge. Emma Ramsey, who came off the bench just a few moments ago, and Kyra Trainer across that back 4. Those are 2 players that have really kept Baton Rouge in this one. And Baton Rouge is starting to figure out how to string a few passes together themselves, so this is still anyone's contest.
New leadership at the top with Todd Siders, who's from Oak Grove, played collegiate baseball at Carey and Colin, then graduated from Southern Miss, helped coach baseball at Oak Grove at West Jones, just finished up his 10th year at Sumrall, where he started that soccer program. 153 wins, 59 losses, 15 draws in a 2024 4A state championship. You mentioned Addie, who's headed to Southern Miss. That's his niece, not his daughter. But Todd is someone who knows the game, passionate about growing the game here in the Pine Belt. And because he has been connected so many different places across the Pine Belt, West Jones with a great program, Oak Grove with a great program. I think in terms of the local connections, I think we'll see the local involvement in this HFC program as high as it's ever been under his leadership.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sumrall High School in particular, under his tutelage, has gone from, a team that maybe that they had a soccer program but they didn't have any expectations to now where state championships are the expectation every year, and he's taken that program to a whole nother level. It's been so fun to see. He does have a lot of players leaving, though, especially like Addison Siders. Got to figure out what he's going to do next year without his leading goal scorer.
Played into the box and going up to get it. Was in goal, New Church. Baton Rouge. Now touching it here with Medvin. Baton Rouge an opportunity here, looking for a crosser. It's knocked away, and out to get it is Ford.
Corner kick for Baton Rouge.
Goal kick coming up here for HFC. Slips through. Shot. Just missed. What a shot that time by Bello. Natalie Bello almost put it inside the near post.
And Baton Rouge did not know that Natalie Bello was making that far post run, Josh. She snuck in there, gets the ball, and puts a great foot through it, but just sails it wide left. Back and forth now. There's a dangerous chance for Baton Rouge on one side, and then they flip the field quickly and get a chance of their own, does Hattiesburg. So both coaches after the water break really firing their squad up to start putting some chances in front of goal.
HFC. Takeaway here by Gore, who loses it. And right back to the boot of Fielding. Spinning, looking for room. Little chip shot. HFC gets it right back with Little. Briefly. And now here's Bello. Little. Trying to slip it through to Terrell in the center of the pitch. And now Baton Rouge again possessing here in these last handful of minutes. So Baton Rouge want to hit the reset button. And they will. New Church now will survey the pitch.
HFC playing at high line, not letting Baton Rouge play at the back, and I have to make New Church go long.
Bello trying to get an immediate takeaway, and it does. It leads to a steal by Cassell. Villau. Terrell. Comes double team. Finds the open player. The shot goes high from Chancellor.
Goal kick for Baton Rouge.
Yeah, great ball from Kendall Terrell and the hold-up play to find that run in from Chancellor. Chancellor doesn't put a great cross in there, Josh, but just another offensive opportunity for Hattiesburg to account for and just continue to put pressure on that Baton Rouge back line. It's been a common theme so far in this first half. Hattiesburg definitely with the better of the opportunities.
Terrell turned and took a strong shot, a fearless defensive play by Elena Pitzer, left back for Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that was really strong. Kendall Terrell trying to turn and find that right-footed shot, and what a shot it was going to be, Josh. My goodness. Great defensive effort there from Pitzer.
We've seen from these Baton Rouge defenders is now here they come quickly on a counter. They are fearless. Slipped through, but offsides was Emma Ramsey.
Yeah, 5 or 6 steps off there. Unfortunately, not too close. And Baton Rouge, though, with that counterattack opportunity, that's going to be, I think, what they're going to look for these last 10 minutes of the match, just to try to kind of settle in and get stuck in defensively and look for that opportunity to get forward quickly on the counter. Not really trying to possess like they were a few minutes ago.
Bello runs on to it at the top of the 18. Her shot deflected away. Good defense there by Madeline Thompson, the right back for Baton Rouge. That is 2 shots that were going to be strong efforts that were thwarted right at the point of attack.
And you talk about a player like Christina Salmon that's got speed. How about Natalie Bello turning on the burners there, Josh? I mean, she really got forward quickly there with a good bit of pace. That's the second time she's done that. Sneakily quick player on this left-hand side.
Well, and think about this. When you have Salmon and Terrell taking all the attention, you still got Villau and Bello roaming around out there.
And who do you pick? Who do you defend? Pick your poison, right?
Yes, indeed. HFC on the move. Got a Salmon goal in the 11th minute, unofficially by our tally, to take the official 1-0 lead. It is 1-0 HFC, but as to exactly the minute, we were thinking 11th minute. Baton Rouge. Skulzinski that turns it over. Bello again seems to always be dribbling in space with room to roam. Through ball, Terrell. Terrell now. Strong shot, bending it in goal. Incredible. We were looking down the line. That was like watching Caitlin Clark pull up from a 3 from the timeline for the Indiana Fever. Instead, it was Terrell who puts her boot into it and bends it right underneath the crossbar. We couldn't have had a better look at that.
Josh, I've seen some goals in my lifetime, but that one was special right there from Kendall Terrell. That is a world goal from the Jackson State alum. She puts a great left-footed shot on frame for the second goal of the match.
Storm goal scored by number 9, Kendall Terrell.
What a time to do it as well, right before the end of the first half.
By number 14, Natalie Bello.
What minute was that in, Clayton? Officially, you've got a better look at that scoreboard as Baton Rouge is on the counter.
It's going to be in the 36th minute.
My goodness.
According to the fourth official, anyway.
And again, if she starts getting that kind of confidence and she starts hitting those type of shots, look out. I mean, that's it kind of goes back to our opening talk, our welcome to the broadcast, if you will, about the firepower that this HFC team has. They've got ceilings on some of their star players, their ability to do things one-on-one. You can put the ball on the foot of certain players on this team and say, go out and get us a goal, and they'll go out and get you a goal.
Yeah, and a lot of times players will defend differently, 18 yards and in, and then 18 yards and outside of goal, but you can't defend Kendall Terrell differently when she's 25, 30 yards out because of her ability to do that right there.
Yeah, so how do you do? So, again, you got a lockdown press, and she's going to post you up and put you on her hip and blow by you.
So you have to stay touch tight. You can't give her any space, and then when you don't give her any space, there's space for somebody to run in behind. And
all I could think is that we were sitting on the front row at a Fever game, and we were watching a left wing timeline 3 from Caitlin Clark. Good grief, how good was that? From way outside.
And Christina Salmon's not even on the field right now.
She's gotten banged up a little bit. She's taken a couple. The turf has not been her friend here early. Turf 2, Salmon nothing early on.
But goal 1.
Yes, but goal 1. She's leading, but the turf is taking the body blows. So just maybe 7 minutes and change remaining in this first half. 2-0 advantage for HFC, and they're certainly not satisfied. They feel like they've let a lot of goals out on the table through their first 3 matches. Looking high for Terrell, and coming out to get it. Fumbling a little bit was Newchurch before she was able to get her hands cleanly on that ball, and now it'll be a goal kick coming for Baton Rouge.
Yeah, HFC was not expecting Newchurch to mishandle that one. Got to be able to pounce on those because that one came out too far from Newchurch. If there would have been somebody waiting for that rebound, would have been a good opportunity for Hattiesburg to sneak a third in before the end of the first half.
Crowd's going to continue to grow as this match goes on, and into our second match, the HFC Thunder in the USL 2 match.
You're going to start smelling some barbecue in a minute too, Josh.
Hey, I'm all for that. I don't know now. The wind's behind us blowing across.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if
we
the
might not catch it.
The grill's going to get to us.
We might not catch it. I will be catching one of those smoked sausage dogs in between games, though.
Took a big bounce on this turf. A nice little chip there that time.
Yeah, good skill there from
Kamada.
Yeah, that was just the right touch at the right time from Kamada to maintain possession. That's not something you typically see from a player to have that poise to pull that off, but that was really, really well done. Just that Brazilian touch. She's a player that's really got that flair and that ability to just do those little flicks and those little tricks that you might not otherwise be able to do in tight spaces.
You remember on the schoolyard when you played keep away? That's how it looked like for the Baton Rouge defender. It looked like a game of keep away, and you're stuck in the middle if you were the Baton Rouge defender that time. With Kamada just chipping it right over the top on a little soft header over to Siders.
Yeah, Kamada's a player that I'm really excited to see this fall for William Carey. She redshirted this past year, Josh, and with a player like Maddie Davis coming back from an ACL tear to possibly be paired at that center back position with Kamada. Going to be some really fun games to watch ahead for those two.
We're just going to talk Caleb Hamill to taking a couple of extra days off. Let me in.
You might have to bribe him too.
Nah, he's looking forward to it. I talked to him, and I thought he was, and then after he thought about it a little bit, he went, it's going to be pretty much like last year.
Yeah.
I've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's got the itch again. He just needed, when you're really tired and worn down and you just need a break, you need just a week. Give me a week and let me catch my breath a little bit. Talk about burning the candle at both ends. We've all got little ones. You said 16 months old. I've got a 7-month-old, almost 8-month-old.
You just got out of the trenches.
Yes. We're literally days, not weeks, days in a sleeping coma. 2 days in.
Congratulations. Welcome back.
Welcome back. And it was my poor, sweet wife. She went easy on me. I've got my wife back. That's what that was.
That's it.
Here comes Baton Rouge trying to half that lead here before intermission. through ball. A bump at the top of the box. No whistle. And can HFC keep it in? They will. Nice play that time by Quick to get to it.
And Baton Rouge calling for that one, but you're not going to see that call given. Emma Ramsey had the space there, Josh, and if Thompson would have picked her head up and seen that ball just a second earlier, Emma Ramsey was in on goal and could have potentially cut the lead in half going into the break. I mean, 2-0, you know what I always say about a 2-0 lead, Josh, the worst lead in soccer. And if Ramsey was able to get on the end of that one, we'd have a whole different ball game in the second half.
Jeff C. back in possession. Bilal about to come back in. Salmon about to come back in. So is Kerrigan Childs. Cassell has it now. Dribbles wide. Tackle knocks it free. It'll lead to a corner.
Corner kick for HFC.
So now we're going to see what we were talking about here, Clayton, with Salmon coming in, with Bilal in. So you'll have that full arsenal of weapons depending on who's subbing out here.
Again for the Storm, number 19.
Sorrell coming out
Salmon.
right here before the half.
Yeah, but still, Salmon and Bilal have about 3 minutes. We'll see how much added time is given, but about 3 minutes to really, really make a push for that third goal, potentially to put this game away in the first half. If you're Hattiesburg, you feel really good with a 3-0 lead.
I think that everybody that's in attendance today is still in awe of the goal we saw just a few minutes ago by Terrell. Still trying to soak that in.
To check with the league and see if they have a weekly top 10. I can't imagine there's a better goal than that for this week's top 10.
That's what I was about to say. That goal, anywhere close to that goal, is not happening too many places around the league this evening.
Just the whip and the bend on that ball was, gosh.
Perfection. That's the word that keeps coming to my mind.
Yeah.
You can't hit it any better. Can't bend it any better than that. It was perfect. We'll say this, Baton Rouge has certainly found their footing in terms of being able to possess a little bit more. Have had a couple of opportunities, but when they get there near the box, HFC's back line has been really good defensively.
Yeah, they've really cleaned it up a lot defensively. It's a great ball from Shaylin Quick.
Bella with that speed will track it down right at the corner, keep it in, and now go to work. Or was it no, or did she not? No, apparently.
Errant pass. Yeah, errant pass. She was looking for Salmon there, and I think a little bit of miscommunication there between Salmon and Bello.
See the speed there, getting back to it, knocking it away to lead to a throw in. That was Siders again. So we are in the added time here to this first half now. Clayton. So we'll see how much they're adding here, but just a couple of moments. So we got 4 minutes of added time here.
The fourth official has indicated we have 4 minutes of added time.
So 4 minutes of added time. The officials will keep that on the field. Cleared away. And unable to receive it cleanly that time. Coming over to get it is Cassell. Throw in coming now for Shaylin Quick.
And the ball really needed to be on the floor from Christina Salmon there to Bello. Tries to lift it a little bit and get it over the defender's head, but really didn't need to, Josh. If she would have just slotted it in a little bit further towards the face of goal.
We were mentioning Southern Miss earlier. Siders headed to Southern Miss. Quick as Shaylin is one of those players at Southern Miss as well.
Chloe Taylor not dressed out for this match. One of her teammates as well. Childs with a shot. I was going to say a wide left, but
Goal kick for Baton Rouge.
A lot of really good representation from the Southern Miss Golden Eagles on the pitch and in previous weeks.
Playing long. HFC able to get ahead of that time with quick. Some shouts of encouragement coming up from that HFC sideline. Want to make sure they play extremely smart here in the last minute and change of this first half, not wanting to let their guard down for a moment. Those are the type of stretches in a match that can ultimately come back and bite you and get you beat.
Yeah, really don't need to try and get forward, just need to knock the ball around. If you're going to get forward, need to make sure you're in a position where you can get back behind the ball quickly. If you're going to take a shot, make sure it's either going to go in or go well over the bar.
And that is it.
And that's
the end of the first half here in Hattiesburg at Tatum Park. It is a 2-0 advantage for HFC here at the half. We'll be back in just a few minutes to talk about it. Get you ready for the start of the second half. You're watching WPSL Soccer on the National Soccer Network.
Head over to Mac Brothers.
Josh West Clayton Rush back here with you for the start half number 2 here at Tim Parker. Hattiesburg 2-0 advantage when carrying 11th minute goal by Christina Salmon. 36-minute ender from way inside from long range by Terrell. And HFC with the ball and the 2-0 advantage. Josh West alongside again Clayton Rush, and Clayton was a really good first half for HFC.
Yeah, dominated in possession, had multiple chances. The 2-0 advantage did not depict all the number of opportunities that HFC had in the first half. Josh, Baton Rouge getting a chance, but that cross.
That's a really good cross.
Yeah,
It's just really home. There would have been somebody there to put a head on it and knock it right in inside the far post. It would have half that lead quickly. This is the lead that Clayton does not like. If you've listened to Clayton at all, if you followed HFC or William Gary, you know. If you've watched some Southern Miss, he's on some of the calls as well in recent years. You know, 2C calls it the most dangerous lead in soccer, and he's been proven right on many occasions.
And we've seen it a couple times, Josh. We've seen those 2-0 advantages dwindle quickly. And so HFC will certainly be pressing for that third goal to try to put this game away.
The swap will put you through the pace today. So
Put me through the ringer.
Salmon turns, pushing it up their side, crosses Terrell. Now here's the post. She'll go to that left boot again, and I say, laying out his New Church and knocking it wide the far post.
Scoreboard putting me through the ringer. Christine Salmon and Kim Terrell putting that BRSC defense through the ringer, Josh. They are so dangerous up top.
Kept it in play on that last one-yard corner kick there. It was deceiving. We're more towards field level, so no corner kick. It was in play. Throwing for Baton Rouge. Crosser looking for Terrell. Quick. HFC retains possession. Strong shot. Their save. It looked like that shot may have gone wide, but New Church was right there.
So I think New Church got a hand on it, Josh. That was a great attempt there from Karen Vlau from distance, trying to do it like Terrell, and great save from New Church, though.
Yeah, well said. It's going to be Vlau on the corner.
It looked the same as what I saw.
So Vlau will try to bend in there, and Salmon and Terrell. Place it towards the near post, knocked down, and now cleared out by Baton Rouge, but right up top for a long distance shot that's saved. So HFC firing away here early on, opening minutes of half number 2 here at Tatum Park. Storm with the 2-0 advantage. A sound goal and Terrell in the first half.
And on the home front, Josh, I finally got the scoreboard to put the second HFC goal up. Time's still not right, though.
Well, you do what you can.
Do what you can.
It was Martin with the touch looking for Jimenez. And Jimenez can't get down on the pass. It will be a throw-in coming for the Storm. HFC, with the way this game is kind of pacing itself right now, it feels like they're in a comfortable spot, but you can't get too comfortable. Terrell turns, trying to cross to Salmon. Instead, it finds its way to the hand of New Church, who cuts out. And we'll get a chance to clear it away on a goal kick.
Yeah, I think Hattiesburg can be a little bit more careful in their approach in the second half. With that 2-0 advantage, they don't want to get complacent, but you can kind of pick and choose when you get forward now. And as a left back, as a right back, as maybe Ella Jeffica in that holding midfield role, you can kind of pick and choose when you get forward, as when you just stay and hang out to try to preserve that lead. It gives you a few more options and cuts the pressure off. But again, you just can't get complacent in that. Can't let that first goal from Baton Rouge find its way in the back of the net, because then momentum swings and it's hot out here. You're tired. You got to dig deep after that. Find a way to not let Baton Rouge equalize. It would be tough to do. Have to think HFC is still in pretty firm control of this match. Therefore, we've seen so far in the second half as well.
Got Ella Jeffcoat and Sarah Jeffcoat on this team. Sarah Kate will be a freshman next year, out of West Jones, headed to Jones College, joining her sister on squad.
Yeah, it's okay. Great goalkeeper for HFC last year in that GCPL championship game against Pensacola with multiple can't save, 5, 6, 7 game.
Summit to the wrong stick, just about to driven open space.
She knows it too. You see the smile on her face there. She knows she was one touch away from being one with the keeper.
She done the hard part there, and then could not get free. I think that's the smile. She's like, really? That's when I was able to ball out of already done hard work. Opportunity here for Baton Rouge. St. Louis. It's a quick taken away, just muscled away that time by the Storm. That was quick. Got in there for the takeaway. What a great name for a soccer player, Quick.
And to have the pace she has, too, to be able to back it up.
Terrell going 1-on-2. Terrell shot, knocked down, able to now secure and get both hands on it is Newchurch.
How about that dribble from Terrell Josh? There was 2 or 3 times in that sequence where I thought she was going to lose the ball. She just kept it directly in front of her feet, knew exactly what she was doing, trying to get on that left foot.
I can't use a basketball term. It kind of feels like you're going 1-on-2 against a full court press. And you're just dribbling through 2 defenders.
Beats it almost with ease, too.
Sure.
And we've seen a goal each from Terrell and Salmon, Josh, but I still don't think we've seen Terrell and Salmon link up like they would hope or like we would expect with their skill set. I think those two still waiting to kind of figure each other out.
I had to be careful there. Didn't want to turn it over the top of the box. Brzezinski now crossing goes to Becker. Becker on their touchline. High, bending cross to the top of the 18. Coming in was Martin. And we'll go out and lead to a goal kick now for HFC.
Okay, for the Storm.
Emma Ramsey checks back in for Baton Rouge.
Number 2, Emma Ramsey. In for number 9, Kristen Brzezinski.
Yeah, Emma Ramsey was that spark plug in the first half for HFC. Had a really good opportunity as well to get one-on-one with the keeper. If there was one ball that would have found its way in behind, and Emma Ramsey was just waiting for that opportunity. She'll look to get it here in the second half. HFC will have to change the way that they defend with her on the field for sure.
In the old double knot, triple knot, applaud there.
I've never tried to tie my laces with keeper gloves on, Josh, but it does. I don't think it works. I don't think there's any way to make it work.
Nope.
You're at mercy if whoever's around you to help you out.
When I was in a fraternity in college, we had an empty dinner for disabilities, and you'd be a folder. You would, not have something like what you're saying. You would lose acute use of your fingers.
Yeah,
or
putting keeper gloves on would be a good
something like that, right?
Yeah.
To be able to better appreciate whether it be men, women, young men, children that you're helping, be able to understand what they go through on a daily basis. Just a simple thing like eating a meal.
Yeah.
Right. How we take those things for granted and how you can't. But yeah, it just made me think of that when we talked about not even being able to tie your shoes.
Yeah.
Chip tie, and out to get it with sure hands is Darby Ford. Darby sends it away. Darby going to be a junior at Summerall. Really bright future for Darby. I guess for someone like Darby has played as much soccer as she has at a young age, the future is out, right?
Yeah, Sarah Kate Jeffcoat just graduated high school, and Darby entering her senior season at Summerall. You've got 2 goalkeepers on this HFC squad with really, really bright futures ahead of them. Yeah, they can really come into this squad with players like Terrell, with players like Salmon, and don't have to worry about dropping the level.
Salmon trying to get to that open spot. Defense collapses. Baton Rouge retakes possession. Clayton, where are we in terms of time here in this second half?
It's like we got about 33 to go, so still plenty of time for Baton Rouge to find that first goal. But
so 58th, 59th minute here.
Yeah, that's good backwards math quick. I was just looking at the scoreboard, so I like what you did there.
Oh, you look for a broadcaster, for somebody who does it a lot for various sports. We get spoiled on being able to see the scoreboard. Kind of hidden today. Kind of hidden from me, but you got a better angle at it.
Yeah, and there's a way to configure that scoreboard better. We just haven't figured it out yet.
Salmon trying to get to it on the inline and just runs out real estate. It'll be a goal kick coming up now.
It counts down. That scoreboard counts down like you would see in a football game or a basketball game in soccer. It's typical to count up, so you can call that 58th minute, 36th minute. Kind of tricky to figure that out in real time. We'll get it, though.
But let's say it's 35-58 to go in the first half. You're in the 10th minute. You're 2 seconds into the 10th minute.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, I quickly have been able to adjust to that, thank goodness. I enjoy making the switch. So a hard switch to me, a hard transition is basketball season, baseball season.
Yep.
Fun switch is going baseball back to soccer in the HFC because you're getting that concise 90 minutes or so game, and you're just watching maybe you might get a 3.5, 45-minute baseball game. So it's a good jump back to soccer.
Is it just the quick action back and forth with basketball and then how baseball kind of slows down that's tough? Or
yes, the pacing of the broadcast, right? Just the way to deliver it. You've really got to because if you still got that energetic, upbeat tone, I think it can wear out the listener if it's maybe audio only or a radio or audio only call.
And I don't know if you'd agree with me, but I feel like that's why soccer's that happy medium. You've got some lulls, but then you get some action like this here.
Little puts it up and just over here for 90. Really good look that time from Little. When they left her foot, she was looking at it. It's kind of like a golfer when they hit that shot and they're staring down the fact stick and they've got a chance. She was looking up in that corner. She didn't take her eyes off it.
She was thinking about how she was going to celebrate. She was waiting for that moment to get fired up. Great shot there from Sunshine Little. Again, Kendall Terrell, great job getting forward from her.
She's going in her senior year at Oak Grove, Sunshine is, and then she's going to go into civil engineering. So she's just going for it, man. She's not going to be going easy on herself in the classroom at the next level. That's for sure. Was the Silver Boot winner for Oak Grove High School last couple of seasons.
I believe Olivia Cassell was the Golden Boot winner for Oak Grove last year, if I remember right, too. And you've got both of those players on the pitch right now with Cassell on the ball.
Nice takeaway. It was almost a really good through ball that time. And on the other end, waiting for it was Olivia Cassell. Was looking down at Shaylin Quick and her favorite player, Trinity Rodman. That lets me know I'm getting older because I watched Trinity's dad play for many years in the late 90s with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and the Chicago Bulls. And that's a strained relationship right now between Trinity and her father. You hope they work that out. But you talk about great genes to be a good athlete. That's what Trinity got from her dad.
Trinity already an Olympian and a World Cup participant.
Oh, my goodness.
She's got to find that gold medal soon.
She can play. She could be she already is one of the faces. She could be like the face of lady soccer in America. And ladies, U.S. men's national team loses again today.
Yeah, they just didn't have a strong squad that they brought to the Gold Cup. I don't know what the decision-making process was for that, but no Pulisic, no Weston McKinney, no Tyler Adams. You're not gonna. Those are your three best players, and none of them are in the squad.
We'll have to pick up that conversation again in this match tonight.
Absolutely,
boy, that's something that could really talk about the growth of soccer in America and growth of it across from the MLS to the World Cup to all of that, but. A really strong men's national team could help a lot as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Great turn from Cassell.
Yes. Looking out wide. Crosses it. Terrell settles it at her feet. Shot in. Seeks it in. Kept it on the ground that time. Second goal. She's away from a hat trick a Saturday evening. Terrell is one of those players that when she touches the ball, you hold your breath if you're a fan. We just can't hold our breath as broadcasters or we couldn't get the call out. But you're so eager in anticipation. What minute was that? 63rd minute goal. And the assist to Little that time there. Clayton, yes, Little on the assist.
Storm goals scored by number 9, Kendall Terrell with a raise.
I loved the build-up of that play, though, Josh, just from the start. Cassell with the turn. She's one-on-one with the defender, and she beats the defender, gets that ball out to Sunshine Little, and then the goal from Terrell. My goodness, that was a pretty offensive run there from HFC. That was just textbook from every single player involved. Little makes that darting run forward as soon as Cassell gets that turn, and then Terrell, she just does what she does. She's in the right spot when she needs to be to receive that ball.
And one thing you have your new church there, Clayton, because she can go high, she can pick either corner, she can overpower you. Instead, she keeps it on the ground, and new church able to really get down to it.
Yeah, just perfectly placed into that far post corner, away from where New Church can't reach it. Just the clinical finishing from Kendall Terrell. That just a 5-year collegiate veteran. Only a player like Kendall Terrell can do that consistently.
So now a 3-0 advantage, and we're about to see 4 substitutions coming in for Baton Rouge. So a goal for Salmon in the 11th minute, 36th minute, and a 63rd minute goal from Kendall Terrell.
For Baton Rouge, taking it is number 5, Madeline Thompson.
Abby Reagan and Natalie Bayo.
Number 4, and number 19.
Is it actually Bayo or is it Bello? In America, do we say Bello?
It's a fair question.
But it's probably Bayo.
Probably Bayo.
But we say Bello.
And number 14.
Being here in Mississippi, where we intentionally mispronounce things on purpose. I think folks from Baton Rouge can appreciate that.
Is Bayo another Oak Grove product? Do I have that right?
Winger. Actually, Yes, out of Hattiesburg, and is a sophomore at the Missouri University of Science and Tech. Another one of those players who kind of idolizes the play of Trinity Rodman. Multiple players on this HFC team that love watching Rodman play, and it's easy to do. Here's a crosser blow. Terrell was trying to run onto it, nearly got there. And so Newchurch with sure hands able to secure it. And they'll lead to a goal kick for Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge and HFC. Now, for me being new to the league, how long does this rivalry go back, Clayton? Is this something we've played a lot recently?
Yeah, this is a big. Yeah, absolutely. This is a big GCPL rivalry for sure.
I thought it carried over.
Yeah, a lot of history between these two teams for the last 3, 4, 5 years, as long as the GCPL's been around. And Hattiesburg's definitely been on the better side of things the last couple of years. Of course, being the GCPL back-to-back champions for the last 2 years. But Baton Rouge has some really, really good players on the field. They've got a lot of young local talent that comes in to play these matches. And Baton Rouge has snuck a few games in on HFC over the years, no doubt about it.
Punched away. Still needs to get cleared. Jimenez was headed up into the air by Quick. And then knocked away. It'll be a throw in coming now for HFC. But back to the point we're making, or that I was making too, I set up that question to set up this one. You see HFC at 2-1, and maybe in the back of your mind, if you're Baton Rouge, you're thinking, okay, this might be a great opportunity. I don't know if you can mentally be prepared. You're going to know what the record is, and you're going to know what the standings look like to know kind of the onslaught that they've received today. I mean, HFC has been on their game. This is the HFC that the fans have grown to know and love, and they've been getting it on display today.
Yeah, this is the one that you expected at the beginning of the season. This is this team figuring out the different pieces and kind of how they come together. I mean, this is a team that you haven't seen the same 5 or 6 players in the starting 11, much less all 11 players.
There's Bello. Back to Siders. Bo now gets it wide with some room to operate. To Siders. It's knocked down but misplayed. It'll be a corner kick coming up now for HFC.
Corner kick for the score.
Yeah, I mean, you look across the field and you see players like Kerrigan Childs, like Kendall Terrell, like Karen Bilal that were really, really involved in the last 2 back-to-back GCPL championships. But then you've just got these players like Addie Siders, like Natalie Bella, like Shaylin Quick, that are trying to kind of figure their place in the team. And they're going to be the veterans in the next couple of years that you're going to see, but they're just really young in their careers right now.
Punched away. Newchurch, Baton Rouge now trying to clear it. And it looks like now they might be successful, but only to the midline. There'll be a throw-in coming now for Baton Rouge. And we've got a water break here in the Hub City. So far through 3/4 of this match, you were left in awe of Kendall Terrell and what she has brought to the table. Didn't know if she'd be back this year. She was that pleasant surprise to be back on the roster, and she's coming on a mission here today in particular.
Yeah, she's showcasing her talents, Josh. She's trying to show what she can do to the professional scouts that are watching, to the people across the country and across the world that are trying to see what she's got in her back pocket. She's got goals. She's got the strength, the power, the speed to beat anybody one-on-one, and she's just such a special player. She loves being back on there. I think that's the most important thing to note about Kendall Terrell is she loves being back in Hattiesburg, playing for her home team. You heard her talk about last year just how special it was for her to come back and play for Hattiesburg, because she's been here since before HFC rebranded, when they were Hattiesburg Youth Soccer Association, and her brother, her whole family's been through Hattiesburg Football Club, and so this is a special chance for her to get to showcase her talents here at home.
Wants to play, as you said, professionally, wants to pursue coaching beyond that. I think certainly all of those things will be in her future, and you hope, as a fan of Hattiesburg soccer, that she makes her way back to the Hub City. She could have a really dynamic impact on young ladies here in this Pine Belt region.
Think about her coaching this team in 3, 4, 5 years from now.
Oh, it's no question, because she literally get out there and not only run practice, but run practice.
Yep.
She still got it.
Yeah, she's got high expectations for herself and high expectations for her teammates, and she, carries that wherever she goes. So she's going to be very successful, whatever she ends up doing, no doubt about it.
Jackson State had a ton of success with her on the pitch.
Yeah. Leading goal scorer her senior year, and got the chance to play with her sister Tatum as well. So I know that was a really special season for the two of them.
What are you looking for here now to stay sharp down the stretch of this? Because this match looking more and more like this should be HFC's match today. but you're building good habits into, you got to start thinking about how to put together a winning streak and get back into the standings. You have two teams with only one single point, 3 matches, or in Baton Rouge, 2 matches in. And so whoever won this match was going to leave the other in the cellar by themselves. Yep. It's looking like HFC is going to get out of that 2-way tie and now begins the climb out of the hole, so to speak, to try to get back towards the top.
Yeah, this is a team that knows they have to go on a run. If it's Hattiesburg that comes away with a win today, they've got to go on a run, get back to the top of the table. If Baton Rouge is able to crawl back into this one and sneak away with a point or the win, you've got to think that one of these teams are going to have to go on a run to get back to the top of the table. The only team that's going to come out of the Gulf Coast Conference and make it to the playoffs is going to be the team that finishes at the top of the conference. So Hattiesburg's got a hole to climb out of for sure. But going into the season, those expectations were to be at the top of the table. And so, this is a team that's going to have to go on a run if they're going to do that.
It's a very condensed season. It goes by so quickly, and actually a smaller or shorter schedule, if you will, than the men's on the USL 2 side. How many more matches left in this season? Only about a 10-match season, is that correct?
Yeah, I'd have to look at the schedule to make sure, but I think it's a 10-match season if I remember right for the regular season. Of course, you go to playoffs after that, but not very long to there's just not a lot of margin for error in that, right? There's not a lot of opportunities for teams to drop points, especially at home, and so Hattiesburg's going to hopefully do a good job of that here today with a 3-0 advantage. Kendall Terrell with the dance moves as she makes her way back onto the pitch to get back underway from the water break.
Well, winning's fun. This could really provide this team a much-needed boost of adrenaline and just some energy, right? Just some feel-good vibes.
Yeah, and then you're right back at home next Saturday too. So you've got back-to-back weekend at home. You've got a chance to not have to worry about traveling this week to get out there on Saturday and really be able to focus this week and really kind of fine-tune some of those just little details that they've been working on, right? The chemistry between Kendall Terrell and Christina Salmon, the center-back partnership of Ramos Kamada and Addie Siders. You've got those pieces on the offensive and defensive side of the ball that are going to have that opportunity to kind of work together and get some chemistry going.
HFC will begin after the water break on the defensive third, trying to get them started. Valau. Little gets a boot on it, briefly. It's taken back by Martin. Played out in front of Pitzer. Pitzer. First one to go with it, found Arsenault. And then poked away by HFC. That was knocked away that time by Abby Reagan, the right back. This is out last by Baton Rouge. It will be a goal kick coming up for HFC. This will be Darby Ford. Ford going to boom this one away. The header's going to get it right back to Ford. He will scoop it up. Now we'll play it longer towards the midline. It's handled. Played back to Ford. Kept low. A turnover right in front of the box. Misplayed. Shot is in. A turnover, just a killer turnover, leads to an easy goal. Ford did not clear it where she wanted to. Emma Ramsey is the one that puts it home. It's 3-1. So Ramsey with the goal.
Substitution for the
So now that leads back to 2. It was what Baton Rouge had to have to take advantage of a HFC mistake, and they do.
For Reagan Chancellor. And Ridge goal scored by number 2, Emma Ramsey.
Bello. Trying to go get it. But it's on the afterburners. Crosses it. No, was out on the inline. What minute did you have that goal there for Ramsey?
77th.
Okay, 77th.
And who else but Emma Ramsey, Josh? We said she was that spark plug, that fire starter for Baton Rouge. She comes in again in the second half and makes a difference for her team. She cuts the lead to 2. Of course, you'd rather have the opportunity to only cut to 1 if you hadn't given up that second Kendall Terrell goal, but Emma Ramsey keeping her team in this one for sure.
Well, and that whole sequence between forward trying to clear it in goal, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. It never got better. It just kept slowly disintegrating. It was almost slow motion, right? You could just see it coming after the second or third time there that HFC was unable to clear it and get going the other way offensively.
Yeah, and you've got to give Emma Ramsey credit for not giving up on that play and you know, making sure that she's got an opportunity to get that goal.
Well, that's what they had to have it, Clayton.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge had to have that.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get that goal and HFC just continues to do things like this with Bayo on the ball.
Shot saved by New Church. New Church, I think, was thinking a little bit like me. Wasn't sure if it was going to be crossed or if she was going to put it on goal. She did go to try to force it past New Church, and New Church was up to the task. It's been a busy, busy evening for New Church.
Now Baton Rouge trying to get forward, and good clearance there from Kerrigan Childs. Where I was getting at with that, Josh, was, you know, with Natalie Bayo getting forward as well, HFC not content to just sit in and try to preserve that 2-goal lead. They're trying to get forward again. They're trying to put it away. They recognize the pressure and the energy boost that Baton Rouge just got, and they're trying to kind of see that off, and in doing so, look for that 4th goal and try to get back to that 3-goal advantage, because I don't think you're happy with a 2-goal advantage right now with the pressure that Baton Rouge is putting on HFC.
No, and Baton Rouge on the possession at the moment. Jimenez a touch. Sometimes you can take your foot off the accelerator, Clayton. It's human nature. And so HFC try not to do that. Great bending pass to Bello, who misses the dribble, leads it over. And now it's fielding. Baton Rouge threatening again. And a good tackle. Offside's the call, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for HFC. I've got a question for you here, sir. How many times does your brain want to say William Carey when calling HFC? Because of so many Carey connections for all of us, how many times do you have to say, no, it's HFC brain?
Every time. I'll just go ahead and tell you every time. Yeah.
It's been at least 10 in my brain today.
I mean, you've got
the monologue is wanting to say Carey.
Substitutions.
And we're gonna get just in the swing of getting used to calling HFC right when Carey's season starts in August.
HFC number 19.
That's what I'm gonna throw Caleb back out there.
That's it. I mean, you had the Christina Simon goal to open the scoring. How many times have we called that before at Carey, right? Christina Simon scoring the first goal of the game, and Karen Villau, who's just been really, really tricky in the midfield, as she usually is for William Carey.
Official called their high kick.
Yep.
It was up over the waist. So free kick coming up now for Baton Rouge. Hadn't been a ton of those today. Dangerously good pass for HFC fans. And
another offside call. 2 and 2 minutes there for Baton Rouge.
Well, they're kind of forced to take some chances, aren't they?
Yeah, just having to get forward and, again, can't have the patience that you can typically have in maybe just a 1-0 game or 0-0 game. You've got to take every opportunity that you've gotten. You don't really have a ton of time to kind of pick your head up and look around. You just got to put your head down and run sometimes.
Storm have done so much to build momentum, and they're wanting to finish strong here over the last few minutes of this match. Salmon trying to track it down, and it is off of Tina. Quick throw and good pass. Running onto it is Wilkerson.
Thankfully, that one cleared my truck from Kamada Ramos. That was right in the direction of my Toyota Tacoma over there, Josh.
Arsenault has it knocked away, and it was off of Baton Rouge. It will be a throw-in coming out for HFC. Salmon pose it up. Turns and goes so strong. avoided the takedown. Crosser to Terrell. Terrell's got it with space. Shot saved. Oh, Terrell can't believe it. Put both hands on top of her head. Play of the day and goal by Kate Newchurch.
Play of the day overall, my goodness. Salmon with the turn, Terrell with the run, but what a save from Newchurch. That keeps her team in it, gives them that opportunity to find that second goal and cut it to 1 instead of keeping it, instead of letting HFC put this game away, I should say.
We've seen a lot of players at their best today, Clayton. You saw really, really good out of Salmon there. Incredible out of Newchurch. Multiple times today we've seen Terrell getting the better of Newchurch, but not there.
Yeah, and, it's easy to look at the scoreboard and say, oh, Newchurch gave up 3 goals. Maybe she had an off day. That's not the case at all. I mean, you look at the 2 goals that Kendall Terrell scored, the 1 goal that Christina Salmon scored. I mean, other than that, those 3 goals that those players scored, no keeper in the country can save those. And so Newchurch has made some really, really top saves in very crucial moments on a corner kick in the first half just now. I mean, there's been many times where she's come out of the box to punch the ball away. She's had a really great game. She's just faced 2 world-class level players in Kendall Terrell and Christina Salmon.
Isn't that sport? Clayton, you can have a bad day, the scoreboard be in your favor. You can play really well, as Newchurch has, and then she is, standing with her hands on her hips, and the scoreboard's right over her left shoulder, and she's upside down 2 goals.
It reminds me of Paul Skeens with the Pirates right now, right? I mean, 8 innings, 1 earned run, you lose 1-0. You get the loss, right? I mean, just sometimes it goes that way.
Running down here, Clayton. What's the clock look like as Salmon puts it a little too far in front, gets back to it, and then it's saved again by Newchurch. That time Salmon let get away from her just a little bit more than she wanted.
Yeah, it was a great save from Newchurch, but Salmon did push it a little bit too far off her foot for that left-footed opportunity there. You had Terrell waiting for it as well, but Tina just couldn't catch up to it.
If she scores that one, good gracious. Baton Rouge not fully out of it. Just a little bit of pulse with 5 minutes left. Wilkerson shot just over the far post of the crossbar.
Not far at all. That was a good chance there from Wilkerson. You had Pitzer as well with a chance on that left wing. She passes it to Wilkerson instead. She had an opportunity to take a shot there as well. HFC giving Baton Rouge some space to operate there. Not really what you want to see there for your HFC. You want to stay touch tight to those players when they're that close to the top of the box. A little bit too much space and giving Baton Rouge time to pick their head up and pick that pass out.
Big goal kick coming up here for HFC. Was that another offside there?
Yes, it was. 3 in the last 7 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. As we hit what looks like to be the 87th minute, Josh. So 3 to go in this one plus stoppage time. Baton Rouge has to find a goal quickly if they're going to get back in this one.
And if they don't, how good will it feel if you're HFC to finally get a win?
Yeah, on your home field for sure. And yeah, it's just been building. This team's been waiting to kind of break through, and so it's got to feel good to finally see those pieces come together, to see the goals start dropping. Been scoring goals, but really I think that only the 1 goal given up so far is kind of the highlight of your HFC. Not giving up 2, 3, 4 goals and having to try and come back and having to try to outscore your opponents. Really nice. Kind of takes the pressure off.
HFC would love to get another one for the punctuation point here. The exclamation point, I should say. Crosser looking for Salmon, cleared away. And again, every precious second is ticking away for Baton Rouge here, and that one will roll harmlessly away. And it'll be a goal kick coming here. Getting set to enter in for HFC. Going to be El Jeffcoat.
And for HFC,
also it's going to be Addison Siders.
Addison Siders. And number 17, Ella Jeffcoat.
Coming out is Chancellor and Cassell. And I'll promise you this, they are best. Ramsey